Welcome back, one and all. Always good to see you here at Cruise1st TV. This time we are cruising to the stunning glaciers and wildlife of Alaska for 2026 and opening up the most stunning adventures at the best prices across the cruising world.
Oh, we are indeed. The thrill of cruising some of the most stunning scenery and natural wonders is all yours today. And with low deposits available on all three offers in this show. And we'll be cruising with MSC for the first time in Alaska. Celebrity cruises on the edge with drinks and Wi-Fi included, and an extra special cruise for everyone up to Alaska with Royal Caribbean.
Amazing. Let's start with MSC then, shall we? And MSC cruising up in Alaska as well, which is a first. Wonderful. And they are basing Poesia in Seattle for weekly Alaskan cruises from May through to September in 2026. And your Alaskan adventure is one of the first for the 9th of May. We'll fly over to Seattle in Washington for a 2-night hotel stay there before we go cruising. Seattle, I feel like I don't know a lot about Seattle.
Well, obviously the famous movie Sleepless in Seattle. There's
course.
Lots going on in Seattle. It's one of those really bustling cities. I found the most quirky thing going on there, the gum wall. The gum wall, and it's what you might think it is.
Chewing gum?
Chewing gum. It's just down the stairs from Pike Place Market. It's really quirky, it's really colourful, it's very weird. Must see photo op. They do clean it regularly, I know.
So you leave chewing gum rather than a padlock, that kind of thing?
That kind of thing. The gum. Yeah, but are you intrigued? And of course the Space Needle in the Seattle city centre, which is very, very famous.
I think I'd rather do that.
Okay, then. So after that couple of nights in Seattle, you are going to join the lovely Poesia. Oh yes, for 7 nights. Let's just take a look at how beautiful she is. Now, this is exciting, cruising with MSC in this part of the world.
I was just thinking, right, and actually I've spoken to a few people in the last few days when I knew that we were doing this show.
Yeah.
And I think everyone was a bit shocked that MSC hadn't cruised in Alaska before. Because you think about all of their ships and all of the parts of the world and you think, surely they must have done Alaska before. No, this is a first, which is lovely. And a nice cruise line to do it with, of course, as well. Now, this is a little more, because this is a little more classic MSC. This is a little bit more intimate. But that's great because, of course, the smaller a ship is, the more destinations it can get into.
Yeah, the smaller ports.
The closer it can get you to the Alaskan scenery as well. But you know how we're a huge fan of MSC as well.
So this kind of itinerary might be perfect for somebody who has cruised, loves MSC, know what they're doing, but maybe has been a little bit nervous to venture as far as Alaska, but you're kind of doing it with these arms of MSC around you, taking you, looking after you, with, you know, the restaurants that you know, the bars that you know, and you know what to expect with MSC.
It's always super... one of those places as well, Alaska, that when you go there once, you'll want to go again and again. So I think you're right, teaming it up with a cruise line that you know and you like, to a place where, oh, actually, we've been meaning to go to Alaska for 10 years, 20 years.
You say that like I've been meaning to pop by there.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to pop up to Alaska.
Yeah, well, the cruise is the way to do it,
Of course, yeah.
I mean, how else would you do it? I'm not even quite sure how you would cover all of that ground in Alaska.
Yeah, you need to pack some warm clothes as well, don't you, while you're there?
And play your adventure golf on the top deck of the ship whilst the icebergs and the glaciers are in the background.
I mean, the scenery is so
you're on the
stunning.
running machine.
Exactly.
At the gym.
I mean, can you imagine? It'd be like a workout like no other, wouldn't it? Seeing that, all those amazing kind of ice walls as you treadmill away.
You said on one of your social media posts, because you've just been to New York, that you had a lot of pinch me moments while you were there. I think this combination and being up in Alaska, I think that's a whole lot more pinch me moments, don't you?
Well, it's natural, stunning natural wonders. Going to a place like New York, yes, fabulous, but Alaska, wow. It's this is the world untouched. This is beautiful.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how many videos we show you of it.
Yeah.
Nothing beats being there. You know, it's like you were lucky enough to live up in the Lake District. I won't give you her address yet, but. And you can show people the Lake District on videos, but...
You don't see the colours, the waters of Alaska, the mountains. And of course, if you went again and again, it would be different each time, different times of year.
Yes.
Very, very beautiful. So cruising out of Seattle, a day out sea, arriving in Ketchikan. Now, just north of Alaska, Ketchikan is the Totem Bight State Historical Park, home to one of the largest collections of restored totem poles. Wander through the rainforest there and learn about the indigenous people. We're then arriving in icy Strait Point, renowned for opportunities to see humpback whales, orcas, sea lions, bald eagles and brown bears, all in their natural habitat. We're really getting at the feel, aren't you? It's all about nature in this part of the world. Cruising Tracy Arm arriving next in Juneau. Here you can visit the Mendenhall Glacier, one of the most accessible glaciers in Alaska. There's a fantastic visitor centre there. You can hike to the top if you want to, or there's lovely tours going kayaking, or a lovely helicopter tour as well. A day at sea, you'll arrive in Victoria in Canada. Here you've got the Mile Zero marker. Beacon Hill Park is also home to Mile Zero. Now it's the starting point of the Trans-Canada Highway. There's a monument here and great views of the water, absolutely beautiful. Cruising back to Seattle where you get your flight home.
Having had lots of pinch me moments.
Lots of pinch me moments. That's going to be the word of the day, isn't it?
That is.
Is this real?
Yeah, we're going to be doing that all the way through all of the shows that we do today. I just know it. But it's true. That's the thing. I mean, as soon as you venture out of the UK and as soon as you go in a different direction, then that's it. You're enjoying something brand new, something that is relatively carefree as well. I mean, cruising Alaska, you've heard us talk about it year in, year out for a long, long time. You may know people in your life who have cruised Alaska already. And the funny thing is, however many pictures you've seen, however many videos we show on screen, it's never going to give you that true feel of being there as well. It's never going to give you that thrill of standing on deck and maybe seeing whales just slowly making their way through and by. And this is amazing. And we are celebrating MSC Cruising from Seattle for 2026. Your package includes your flights to and from Seattle, 2 nights in a hotel there, and then your 7 nights of Alaskan cruising on MSC Poesia. And other dates run for the package from May right the way through to September in 2026. The price I'll give you right now is for the 9th of May, which is one of the earliest dates actually. And you can do a deposit on this of just £199 each today. That is amazing. That's really good because that flies you straight to the heart of the action. A couple of nights in Seattle and then cruising your way around Alaska on one of the smaller MSC ships by today's cruising standards. You've got your tips included, of course, as you always do with MSC. We've sorted out all the flights and the stay in Seattle, and lots of pinch me moments too. If you do want to make this all inclusive, very, very easy to do that. The premium extra drinks package for this cruise is just £35 per person per night, where it should be around £65. So that's really good. So make sure you do that while you make your booking, because that will save you some money if you want to get your drinks sorted before you go. And here are the upgrades for this cruise. So if you want to go up to ocean view and balcony, it's not too much further, is it, really, if you think about it? I mean, you're not going to do Alaska 3 times a year, are you? You're going to do it maybe once every decade. I mean, maybe you fall in love with it and you do your cruising there every year. But I think for the average cruiser, you'll go the first time, you'll think, actually, we should do that again. And maybe you'll do it again within the decade kind of thing. It's not the kind of thing you do, 3 times a year. So maybe treating yourself to a balcony might just be the trick there for you. Let's go and again carry on celebrating MSC being in Alaska as well, because I just think that the two in combination is phenomenal. And again, I'm bowled over that they haven't done it before. You feel like MSC is everywhere in the world, don't you?
It's amazing. I mean, like we were just saying, you look at the scenery and the images here and it doesn't compare. Well, just watching that's blowing me away. So to see this in real life must be incredible. Yeah, it's superb. And remember, you've got a whole season of itineraries to choose from May through to September in 2026. I mean, imagine actually seeing that, the salmon run with the bears there at the side of the rivers. I was looking how cute the bears were, but then they're actually quite scary, aren't they? Cute from a distance, I believe, is the best advice on that one. So listen, have a look on the website, because they will definitely be there on Cruise1st.tv. Or of course, you can give us a call on 0800 953 4700. Wonderful. And of course, many other Alaskan adventures with all the major cruise lines are on our website as well. And you can always call upon our team to grab the best deals
in the business. Right, let's do a bit more then, shall we then, Polly?
We shall. So our next 2026 Alaska cruise planning, we're sailing on Celebrity Edge through the glaciers with a classic drinks package and Wi-Fi included as well. Now, the trip is 11 nights in all. It's going to start on the 26th of August, where, once again, our adventure starts by flying over to Seattle, and this time you've got a 3-night hotel stay. Oh, there's the Space Needle. Right, it's very iconic. It's the observation tower. You've got amazing panoramic views, all of the city, Puget Sound, and all the surrounding mountains as well. That's what's so lovely about Seattle. You've got this incredible city, but then you've got these beautiful mountains in the background as well. So I love how kind of the two exist there. Lots to do if you want to do kind of a bit of museum hopping. You've got MoPop, which is short for the Museum of Pop Culture. You've got all kind of exhibits about science fiction and popular culture there. So
oh, amazing.
Nice, a little bit different, isn't it, as well? Kind of interactive things happening as well. But I mean, it's just the kind of place you want to take a lovely, leisurely sort of stroll along the waterfront, don't you?
3 nights is perfect, isn't it?
Absolutely perfect for a city break. So after that, you're joining Celebrity Edge. I mean, this is where I just want to go...
And relax.
And relax. 3 nights in a city, you can do all those wonderful things, and you get on board and you're like, wow, this is beautiful. This is luxury. This is what life is all about. I like this.
It's absolutely stunning. The whole ship is just... it's just
You've
like
cruised
shining.
on Celebrity Edge, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
What were like the standout things for you?
Well, just how beautiful it is, actually.
Right.
To be honest, that's what strikes you straight away as you walk around the ships. It's funny, actually, because you can walk around some cruise ships and you can feel like the whole thing feels the same all of the way through. I love the fact that there's just such massive variety, but it's so relaxing as well. I think that's the thing. You know, sometimes you walk into, might be a hotel, might be a shop even, you walk in and there's a kind of nice relaxed vibe. Everything's spaced out beautifully, everything's designed beautifully, the colours are nice and
I feel like it smells beautiful.
Oh, it is. It's amazing. And honestly, I mean, if I left you, we saw it earlier in the footage there, if I left you at the reception of the spa there, you'd be 3/4 of an hour looking through the menu before you even went towards the treatment rooms. It's just amazing.
Can you explain the magic carpet to me? So this is like this bit on the side of the cruise ship, but it's multifunctional.
Yes, it looks like a kind of bolt-on to the side of the ship. And it's very clever, actually, because it can move up and down to different levels of the ship. Never when you're actually on it, it moves, but it becomes different things at different levels. So once per cruise, you can have something called Dinner on the Edge, where it will go to the highest level, so you can experience a really, really lovely dining experience there with the best view out to sea.
This is while you're at sea?
Yeah.
And how did it feel?
Oh, it is. It's amazing. I mean, sometimes it's just, you know, like a lounge bar when you're cruising. It's also where if you're going into a tender port, they move it down to the level so you can get onto the tenders from the magic carpet. And that feels pretty much like... You know, that whole, not even the red carpet thing, but the bit before that where all the celebs have their pictures taken first. It feels like, you know, like the grand entrance. The
special walkway going into the Oscars. It's
a very clever idea, actually.
Fantastic.
Gives you more ship and more flexibility.
Did you dine in any of the specialty restaurants when you were on board?
I didn't. I was just on board for a couple of nights. Did I? I can't even remember, actually. I don't think I did, actually, because you know me, I'm a complete buffet fiend. I love it. But I did wander around all of the
But that says a lot that you were completely happy just in the buffet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that says a lot about a cruise ship, that you don't even need... I mean, it's fantastic that these wonderful specialty dining is on offer if you want to do something a little bit extra, something special, but you don't need to, do you?
No, not at all. And it is lovely to just enjoy the feel and the vibe, and I would say 5-star class all the way.
Out of Seattle, arriving in Ketchikan. Now here you've got incredible rainforest sanctuary where you can go and see those wonderful temperatures. There's a historic sawmill there, and it's learning all about the indigenous people, seeing the totem poles while you're there, and seeing some incredible wildlife as well. Some fantastic cruising, then arriving in Juneau. Here you've got Dawes Glacier. It's massive, an active tidal glacier at the head of Endicott Arm. It's 600 feet high, stretching over a mile wide. Absolutely beautiful. Cruising on next to Skagway. I mean, this is a charming historic town, and it's got a really vibrant past tied to the gold rush of the late 1890s. So a lot of museums and features all about the gold rush. A day at sea, arriving in Victoria in British Columbia. Here you can visit the Royal BC Museum, learn about the history all about it. The museum's got exhibits on the Indigenous people, the natural history, and also the regional history. It's a really, really different, interesting part of the world. Cruising back to Seattle in Washington, where it's time to fly home.
Yeah, I think that's great, actually, that you go into the ports and you do find out about the history of the places, because otherwise Alaska becomes a bit like a snow globe. You just pick up, shake and look at, do you know what I mean? But actually to see the story behind it, you know, we talk quite often about the places where you go and see the totem poles, for instance. Well, totem poles were something that you only ever read about, weren't they, when you were at school? So to actually see them and kind of drink in that little bit of history, meet some of the indigenous population as well in Alaska, it's an incredible thing to do. It kind of rounds off the experience beautifully, really. So this is your chance to cruise Alaska with Celebrity in 2026. Low deposits today, and the package includes your flights to and from Seattle, 3 nights in a hotel there, and then your 7-night cruise of Alaska on Celebrity Edge, which you will just love. She's absolutely beautiful. If you've never cruised the Edge class with Celebrity, honestly do it. You will be bowled over. It's a complete new chapter compared to all of their other classes as well, I have to say. Included on the cruise is your classic drinks package, cheers to that, and Wi-Fi for you all of the way through the cruise. And given that it's 5-star, with so much included, new luxury, $2,399 per person. So it's not like we are reaching to sort of 2 or 3 times the average price to have that 5-star luxurious, yet very, very comfortable and very, very amiable, very, you know, free and easy, you know, very casual in some respects as well. Deposit on this is just £199 each today. It's incredible. The value, just to put it into dollar notes for a second, your drinks and Wi-Fi value in this package is over $750 per person, which makes this, you know, an even greater deal to go and do Alaska, but do it in true style as well. Here are the upgrades then for this cruise. It's lovely, and actually, you know what? That's a pretty attractive solo price tag as well, actually, given just how much attention is kind of lavished upon you as well when you are a solo. And I'd imagine there's lots of people actually, for one reason or another, who, you know, are solo now, or maybe they choose to be solo or circumstance or whatever, and they always meant to go to these most amazing parts of the world. A cruise is a lovely way of doing that, because no one is solo. No one is solo on a cruise. It's like you might get on as solo, but you meet people and you mix with people so easily on a cruise, much easier than you would do if you were in a hotel. So let's just have a look at some more images then of Celebrity cruising in Alaska. I do think that they are perfect bedfellows for each other, actually. The luxury of the Celebrity Edge, for instance, and, you know, almost that expedition feel of cruising in Alaska. I mean, that feels a bit kind of rough and rugged, that bit, doesn't it?
Yes.
And then you've got, it's like coming back to your, you know, your first class haven.
Sounds
you know
amazing. Sounds absolutely incredible.
So you might have been dog sledding one day, you know, in the biggest puffer jacket and freezing cold and whatever, but worth it for the experience. But then you get back on board and you're like, I'm home.
I'll go for a massage now.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget, if you want your trip to Alaska sooner than 2026, just give our team a call now on 0800 953 4700 and we'll find the best packages to make it happen. Now, our third offer for 2026 sees us sailing Alaska with Royal Caribbean, and it's 10 nights that start on the 8th of May. And this time, we'll fly from the UK to Vancouver in Canada, Alaska's gateway, and we'll stay here first for a couple of nights in a hotel. What a lovely way to start things off. Vancouver, again, another part of the world that we just need to get ourselves to, don't we?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to have time to discover it as well, because really it is the traditional gateway to Alaskan cruises.
Yeah, great place to start. Lots going on there. There's a scenic skyride gondola up to the top of Grouse Mountain for amazing views of Vancouver and well beyond. We're talking about totem poles. There's an impressive collection at Brockton Point, and again, lots of Indigenous art and culture there. You've got the Kalipano suspension bridge spanning 450 feet across the fantastic river. So yeah, lots going on. Great place to start this cruise before joining Serenade of the Seas for your 7 nights of lovely cruising with Royal Caribbean. Lots going on. We know like Royal Caribbean, when you cruise, is great because there are so many activities activities. If you're the kind of person that likes to get involved, like things going on, perhaps going multi-generational, different ages within the family, I feel like it's got something for everyone there.
Yes, and however beautiful Alaska is, you might have people with you, and I feel like I might be one of these people as well, actually, who you go on a scenic cruise, you appreciate the scenery, but you kind of think, okay, it needs something to do as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's absolutely fine, isn't it? That's what cruising is all about, finding something for everyone. And that's what's great. There's so many different cruise lines going to this part of the world, so you can find the ideal itinerary and ship for you. And with Royal Caribbean, you can do rock climbing when you're on board, can't you? I mean, go to all these incredible restaurants. Food for everybody as well, even the fussiest of eaters. Oh,
completely and utterly. And we cruise with them often. I was just thinking about the juxtaposition between climbing the climbing wall and then looking to your right and there's glaciers over there.
And humpback whales and all the rest of it.
That's another pinch me moment, isn't it, really?
Is this real? And yes, and fantastic. And the kids will just love the kids. Oh, yeah. Like, they are incredible. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Your favourite cocktails in the evening. Nice. And that's another thing, you're seeing all this incredible scenery in the day and all these wow pinch me moments, but in the evening you might want to go to a Broadway style show, see some live music, have some entertainment as well, or you might be absolutely exhausted and want an early night, and that's okay. Again, this is what cruising is all about. It's finding kind of the perfect balance for you and taking from it what you want.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to love Alaska. So out of Vancouver we go
into Sitka. Here you've got St. Michael's Orthodox Cathedral with historic Russian architecture. It's an iconic green-domed Russian church, one of the most famous landmarks in Sitka. Next we're in Juneau. Here you've got the Mount Roberts Tramway. Now you take it from downtown, which means the centre, if you're English. It's up to 1,800 feet and you've got breathtaking views of the Gastineau Channel, mountains, forest and beyond. Beautiful. Cruising icy straight points. Now this was created to honour and share the Tlingit people's heritage. You can enjoy cultural presentations, you've got dance performances there, storytelling and interpretive exhibits, so you can really learn all about the place. Next it's going to be Ketchikan. Now for something fun and a bit family sort of friendly here, you've got the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show. Now, I saw this actually on a Jane McDonald cruising programme as well.
Oh, did you?
It's real life lumberjacks and it's absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant.
Google it, watch a video of it, you will love it. After that, you're cruising back to Vancouver where it's your flight home.
Do you know what? I've just had another daft thought as well. I'm sure, exactly. What's new, says Mr. P. I bet this is the best place in the world to buy your new big coat.
Ooh, super warm and cosy.
Because they need them here, don't they?
You do. You need, well, Jane McDonald said you need thermal underwear.
You need the right... Oh, yes, I imagine you can pick up some good ones of those as well whilst in Alaska. But yeah, I just feel like, going back in time to like that kind of lovely 70s, kind of 80s look, you can find some really lovely big warm coats that would see you through, well, the rest of your days. Anyway, other dates for this package run from May to September in 2025 and 2026. So for this date, which is the 8th of May, we have got your flights to and from Vancouver, 2 nights in a hotel there, and then 7 nights of cruising in Alaska on Serenade of the Seas with Royal Caribbean full board. So this can be a real family affair for you. Deposit today of just £199 each, and fantastic price tag as well, given that just how much there is to do, how many restaurants there are to enjoy. Plus, of course, I don't know. I mean, do you know what? People always do think of Alaska being very, 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 very cold, but they have nice sunny days as well. So I wonder if you'll be splashing around in the pools on the top deck as well. I think sometimes it might just be fun just to do. Mind you, people are plunging themselves into ice water for fun these days, aren't they? So anything goes, I believe. £199 each is your deposit on this one, and here are your upgrades for this particular cruise. If you want to add any more than 2 nights in a hotel in Vancouver, then just talk to the team about do that. Yeah, people do that all the time, don't they? You see, this is a thing at the moment, isn't it? It's people getting...
The Wim Hof thing.
Basically, a recycling bin. Or a tent, filling it with cold water, adding ice cubes to it and sitting in it. Apparently that's good for you.
All sorts of benefits. Apparently boosts your metabolism, it helps with depression.
Very good.
It's not for me.
Yeah, no, it's not for me either.
No.
No. No, not at all. Anyway, listen, if you do that, and you can tell me the therapeutic benefits and tell me how it would change my life, I'm open to an email, studio@cruise1st.tv. As always, we love to hear your thoughts on it as well, because you might be saying, come on, Derek, do it. It's good for you. Anyway, listen, while we chat nonsense about ice baths, let's show you some good reasons why you should always book your cruise with us here at Cruise First.
With over 20 years of travel experience, when booking with Cruise First, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. As a fully bonded member of APTA and Atoll Protected, you have the peace of mind that your booking is safe with us. We've been on your TV screens for over a decade, and we guarantee the best cruise prices. If you find one of our offers cheaper elsewhere on TV, then we'll match or beat that price. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday with many of our deals. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until your due date to pay your balance. Plus, we're one of the highest rated cruise agents on Trustpilot, with over 6,000 independent reviews, so you can be fully confident when booking your next holiday with Cruise First.
Yeah, we've decided we're not going to have an ice bath built in the studio. That's the conclusion we came to while you were watching that. Let's remind ourselves of MSC cruising up to Alaska. That's what we've been talking about in this show right the way through. There's going to be a whole season of sailings in Alaska, in and out of Seattle between May and September in 2026. We've got all of the offers. We've got a feature offer there, as you can see, for the 9th of May, which your price is on screen for, and that includes your flights, a couple of nights in Seattle and a 7-night Alaska cruise on MSC Poesia. But she will be there all the way from May through to September as well, which is super, super exciting. What would you look forward to most on an Alaska cruise?
Well, I was just watching this and I was thinking, you haven't watched Game of Thrones, have you?
I'm on House of the Dragon at the moment.
Oh, okay, so the prequel. So Game of Thrones, if you've watched it, you see the big ice wall. This is what I kind of imagine it to be like, taking a look at it. But I just think seeing those glaciers would just be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and remember, in a lot of the Alaska ports, you can take an excursion where you can swap the big ship for your own little kayak, which I think would be rather exciting, because that means you could kayak real close.
I mean, that would be an ice bath if you fell in, but there's a lot of excursions on the helicopter as well. So you've seen it you could see it from land, you could see it from the water, and then see it from above as well. Yeah. That would be quite epic, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think as long as I was in the right suit or the right big coat, I'm going back to the big coat thing again. I'd take the big coat that I bought in Sitka, and then I go kayaking somewhere else and making sure I've got my big coat on, even if I've got a wetsuit on underneath and what do you call it? Armbands and whatever.
Life jacket.
Yeah.
Goggles, snorkel.
We've got our plans. See, listen, if we're talking about it in this kind of way, you're talking about it in this kind of way as well. Maybe it's time to make that next step. I mean, you've got a nice range of cruise lines in this show. If you need to see the show again, by the way, it's on our YouTube channel and it's on our website, and it will pop up again on the channel as well. We'll be talking a lot more, I think, about Alaska, because it's one of those regions of the world that you'll want to cruise to forever, and the more you hear about it, the more you want to do it as well.
So have a look at other itineraries that we've got going there as well, other cruise ships. There is going to be something for you, absolutely. Take a look on our website, which is cruise1st.tv. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment with some more wonderful offers for you. Bye for now.
See you later.